another episode of Diary of a Professional. I'm Ashley.
Yes. I'm Marlou.
And D.
Yes, welcome. So let's start off in our moment of gratitude for this week. All right.
Yes.
Who wants to start?
I'll start.
I'll start.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
No,
go.
No, we got
go
good things.
do it.
Go.
Oh, we all got some flow.
Do it. We might hype.
Okay, so I feel like I never win anything, right? And so my cousin had this whole raffle situation, and girl,
Oh, no wonder you hyped.
Aldon won me. I really wanted the Trader Joe's thing, but I'm not gonna get salty because I got a whole bunch of face stuff. Now the Trader Joe's one was popping,
Ooh.
like
Sure.
Trader Joe's, but I got a whole bunch of
I
face
love
stuff.
Traders.
I got like serums and things, and like the face roller stuff, and like things I'd probably like never buy for
A
myself.
jade roller? I need a jade
It's
roller.
not jade, but it's cool, and it does something. And it's like stuff I would never buy, but I know I need. Like I need to get my whole routine down together. And I was like,
Yes, please.
so I'm excited.
Ah,
And it was like basically free. Like I didn't pay that much for that raffle.
We're professionals. We be loving that free shish. Okay.
We need
They got
Loves it.
The only thing they have in it, I'm like, I've never used because I'm like lip plumpers. I was like, she don't need that. But
Oh, no, you're good.
I don't know. Do they do anything
I don't know
else?
that. They do a little, they do a little magnified. It still helps us. It's not like it does a whole bunch,
All right.
It's
But-
still popping.
and it's free.
I've used it once or twice. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
I love it. I love
I'm
that.
excited. I'm grateful for free stuff.
Of course.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh, funny.
Ooh.
Ha ha. There it
Look at
is.
God.
Hello.
Look at God.
Look at God. Look at him doing his stuff.
The
Yes.
universe, I tell
Got
you.
that ish on clearance. Spiritual Gangsta, one of my favorite brands. They really be killing it, but the budgets, it needs to be on that clearance. Okay.
Professional
Because-
things.
With something percentage
Yeah.
off.
It'd be like $60 for a t-shirt. I don't know. My pockets ain't that
The
deep
one with no
right now.
sleeves? A shirt with no sleeves?
Listen, any shirt, they
Okay.
be doing it. They be doing it.
Okay, go
They're
ahead.
cute though. They're cute though.
I'm grateful you got it for a deal, okay?
Yes, ma'am. So with that, moment of gratitude. So I've spent this whole week with my family. It was my niece's 15th birthday on Tuesday, which is obviously a huge milestone.
Love it.
So, we took her to Mexican. We've been spending time together. And, it's just wonderful, like spending time as a team and, that. And today the weather was just so beautiful. And,
I love it.
I've felt so full. My heart has felt really full. And Alex has been here from Michigan. And
Nice.
it's been wonderful.
I love it.
I can't complain at all. My life has been awesome sauce.
Yes.
That's me.
Well,
Asha.
you're kind of going into what I'm grateful for this week is the weather. I've been feeling so much happier, and especially today, just for this warmer weather, able to really go outside, enjoy the fresh air. It makes me feel positive, like, oh, spring is around the corner.
Don't let Mr. Softy come down the block.
Oh, I heard Mr. Softy.
Mr.
Mr. Softy
comes
last night.
Mr. Softy
Let's just
is
call it
ready.
summer then.
Mr.
Let's
Softy
just call
is
it summer.
ready.
It warmed my heart.
Mr. Softy has that weather app on deck.
Yes.
Mr. Softy be ready.
If y'all not from New York and you don't know, Mr. Softy, the ice cream truck, when you hear that song come in, oh yeah, skin out. Let's go.
Ooh,
Let's go.
Let's
Skin
go.
out.
Booty shorts were probably already
Yeah.
out in NYC.
Easily.
So
Oh, I know in the Heights for sure. Booty shorts came out today. I just wasn't there to
Yeah,
witness
right,
it.
right. I was out here. So
it
yes,
is.
enjoy all that vitamin D, honey.
Yeah, it's been a long winter, so just feeling this nice
It
weather.
has
Oh,
Yes,
it's amazing. So yeah,
yes.
just wonderful.
so
Absolutely wonderful.
Yay.
Wow, amazing shares.
all right.
So it's Women's Month. So I
Isn't
think our
it?
team of queens deserve some chat about our challenges as women, don't we think?
Absolutely.
They're there.
So I think we want to take some time to share some of our challenges and what we've done to, surpass them, and what's happened us as professionals in the field for some time now, and kind of share those stories. And hopefully you guys will share some stories back, and we can, build each other up, and strengthen ourselves and prep ourselves for the remaining challenges that come, because we will never get rid of them entirely. So
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
let's chat about those, ladies.
All right.
Who wants to kick it off?
I will just say that, I mean, for, Women's History Month being in March, while this March is not like last March, it is still trying in the middle of COVID. Like, I feel like I low-key am holding my breath to be like, so like, this anniversary that we really don't want to celebrate is here. I kind of have like flashbacks a little bit. I feel like it was surreal. Yeah, like I'm not full PTSD, thankfully. Like, I work with children, and I think it's a little bit more forgiving when it comes to that, and in the way that they haven't been hard hit as far as COVID is concerned, or like people take greater protections when it comes to them. They just do. Like,
Yeah,
adults
100%.
can be idiots, but I don't know. It's just different. I see different levels of sick that I feel like I haven't seen before. And then you have to wonder what kind of role COVID plays in it. For those who don't know, I'm a nurse. So I feel like it's just kind of like, is this just the way things are? Did people like wait to bring their kids in because they were rightfully scared? Or is there some next thing that we'll find out 10 years when they do studies and data to be like, this contributed to this and it enhanced this and it made this worse? Because it's just like, I have parents and they have questions, and it's like, I want to give them an answer, but I can't give them based on my 10 years of experience, because ain't nobody ever experienced this,
No one.
Yeah, this is brand new. Yeah,
Very much so. Very much so. So,
this is brand new. Bless you, girl. Those are definitely the type of challenges I don't have. Bless God. Those are definitely tough. So shout outs to you and all of our healthcare professionals, for sure.
Yes.
You guys are carrying quite the burden.
I mean, Ashley's one of them too.
I mean, granted, I have
sure
PTSD from just thinking about this being the anniversary. Like, last year around this time, I ended up with COVID while working. So, I definitely get flashbacks around this time already. But in terms of speaking about women in the workplace, one thing I know, I'm a pediatric nurse practitioner, by the way. I don't think I ever really voiced that before when I think
Put the
about
little
it.
letters behind your name, girl. You
Oh
earned that.
gosh.
Put them.
So yeah,
Do
I'm
it.
technically CPNP MSN CLC. So I'm
Comma. Go ahead.
Maybe I'll be an asthma educator. I don't know. I don't know if I have the energy to study anymore. But at any rate, when I was studying to be an NP, I had an amazing preceptor for clinicals at that time. And the one last thing she told me, she was like, listen, you are not a doctor. You are a nurse practitioner. You're not a man. You're a woman.
Yeah.
And you're not white. You're black. And I don't want you ever to let anybody dim your light because of those three things. And that always stuck with me. So anytime I was confronted, in the workplace where I feel like I was getting pushed back, I remember like, no, I deserve to be here. I have the credentials
Absolutely.
to be here, and this is what I'm going to do. Point blank and simple. And I always remember her because of that. So, like, that's how I move day to day in the workplace
I love that.
for me.
That's amazing. I guess for me, so I work in telecom, and I've been in telecom for almost 11 years now.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've managed, I've sold, I've managed while selling. I have done inside sales, outside sales, you call it, I've done it. And when you work in a world of men, right? It's tech. At the time I had no idea. I've always been a pretty hardcore personality, but I didn't realize what I was getting into when I got in there, right? And there were moments where there'd literally be clients that'll come in, men, and they would be like, so can I speak to a man?
Straight
Straight up. Like, they had an issue and they were like, I want to speak to a man because a woman couldn't solve their issue. And I always I would literally look and forget my job. I don't care. I'm going to stand up for who I am. And I would look at them and I'm like, okay. I said, if you want a man to help you, you're going to have to leave. Like, it's me or no one. And as a matter of fact, they're going to ask me questions because I actually know more than they do. So it's me or the door. And, and I had many scenarios like that for sure. And, it was such an eye opener. And, I just think about all of my poor women that maybe aren't as forceful in their personality, right? Who would take that and just bawl out crying or really second guess their abilities and would actually get a man to help someone. And, it just absolutely, completely breaks my heart. And that's just one scenario. I had another beautiful one where it's probably one of my favorites. And the guy he was like, oh, so what are you planning to do or whatever? And, I was, whatever it is that my goals were at the time, this was so long ago. And he's like, oh, whatever. I mean, you check so many boxes. I mean, you're a woman, you're Latina. I mean, whatever, they're just going to give it to you.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
Tell him why you mad.
Oh, and I looked at him, I'm like, oh, you need to tell me how that works because there's yet to be anything that I've been able to accomplish that I haven't had to double earn, okay, because of these standards. And this is just, our day to day.
Yes.
And people this is what they're brave enough to say to your face.
Talk about it.
The audacity.
Okay? That's what they're brave enough to just say to our face.
Yeah.
Forget what they actually feel about you.
I love the passive aggressive. So, like for me, I'm in nursing. It's predominantly female, granted, right? But as a Black female, okay, it's crazy because you can have companies who talk about, ooh, diversity, we're so diverse, but in what levels? Like, does it stop? Is it just like the ancillary staff, and there's nothing wrong with that, but don't tout, that this is what y'all do when it's not what y'all do. Because I have many patients and it's like, oh, so like, how long have you been working here? Or, oh, like, what school did you go to? You care about my credentials like that? You know what the best nursing school in New York or the country is? I'm sure you don't. Or if I come in the room and my badge clearly says RN, we come in together and I was introduced as the nurse, but then you assume that I'm the PCA or, I might just be housekeeping or, no, I can get them for you though, if that's what you need. You know what I mean? And as being one of the most senior nurses there, like they might look at and honestly, the only black nurse on the floor, they don't realize that when the younger nurses need help, who they come to? When they can't do something, and then I'm in the room, but you thought, who y'all thought I was? Or, oh, can I speak to, who, I'm in charge tonight, how can I help you?
Speak on it.
And I'm only there because I'm qualified. But in their mind, I'm not qualified to be more than just the person who takes out the trash. Yeah, that's always fun.
Dude, it gets real. And forget it, the clients I'm talking about like gender, but forget the clients that come in and they're like, can I please speak to the white manager?
No. In New York, in the city of...
In New York.
I look around, I said...
It's like...
Absolutely.
I don't know why I'm
City.
surprised, but it still be taken like... I'll be taken aback, but I shouldn't be surprised because... look...
And what they actually really mean is white man.
Yeah.
Of course. They just didn't say man, but they really mean white male.
Period.
Until they hear, have a great day, because I don't play those games. Thank God I haven't been fired.
But they know they can't do that.
I'm like, there's none
They need
here.
you.
Have a good day. There are none here. Have a great day.
Could you imagine just
one.
being qualified just based off of like your race and like your gender? Could you imagine, like, if women are powerful.
I can. That's why half the time they're not as good.
Imagine if we own that kind of audacity. Okay? Just coming through the door.
Dude. But this is why oftentimes they're not as great. Because
hardly ever.
They feel like it's just...
How about they didn't have to work for it like we do? They don't have to prove themselves like we do. If they don't know it, it's okay.
But that is why, like, for example, I worked in a private practice in the Bronx for a year. I joined that because that was a Dominican woman who started that practice and have 2 practices in the Bronx. I was like, the amount of steps she must have had to do to get there, the amount of adversities and challenges and roadblocks. Just to be where you
have
are.
to believe,
right.
like really believe in yourself.
I had to join her practice. I was like, I have to support this.
I'm sure she had gems like no other.
Of course.
Like no other. And and I see it in my workplace constantly, women of color, females that sometimes feel like they can't take sick days. They can't take a day off. They feel like every day they have to prove themselves to the absolute nth degree.
Right.
And I really have tried my best throughout these years. And, thankfully I've had some people that have said some really kind words to me, but really like let our women know, like, you're worthy. Like you just are. Like you don't have to prove to anybody that. Like you don't have to do 1,000%. Give 110 because yes, we have work ethic and we want to do amazing,
right.
But don't break your back to a point that is really quite unnecessary.
And probably will
Quite
go
unnecessary.
unnoticed, unfortunately, or overlooked.
Yeah, and then all it does is mental health, physical health issues. You know what I mean? And you see the snowball that happens when people feel like they have to go the absolute greatest mile that actually doesn't exist. That's not actually humanly possible. That shouldn't be accepted for us humans to be putting out. Okay? They're out there doing that because they feel they have to earn their place.
Right. Right.
It's
Not claim
absolutely
Sis,
heartbreaking.
Queen, claim it. It's yours.
Claim it. It's yours. We're popping.
We're powerful.
Okay.
We're powerful.
Yeah. I think that's definitely something that needs to be reminded. Like, listen, wars get started over women. Okay? So you out here playing
sure
small to people? Girl, I'm going to need you to not. I'm gonna need you to
I'm
not.
gonna need you to not. I'm gonna need you to
He's
not.
so bomb.
And we're so bomb.
When
and
you really
we
think
have
about
to
it, yeah.
we have to talk about that more.
Yeah.
Like constantly and act on it, right? Like
Yes.
we need to show women constantly, for those who maybe don't have the confidence, like show them the way.
Yes.
Show them the way. You know, I've had moments where I've had coworkers who have been like, Doris, like you gave me the strength to actually feel like I could have a voice.
Right.
You know, and really just one thing could ripple effect into someone else, and how they then lead their lives and how they feel worthy. And it's an everyday job. It's an
Yes.
everyday job. Like walk with our heads high, chest up, you know, every single day.
Right.
And like for me too as well, I have a pretty mild temperament. I'm pretty kind. So it took me a while to find my voice. So I always encourage other women to find that voice, to stand up for yourself, stick up for yourself. You're here for a reason. So it's something you may battle with day to day, but just always remind yourself why you are here.
I think it's true. I think there has to be an active, decision in certain ways that we've kind of been conditioned to be, that you have to get out of. Because like, even like, in medicine, they talk about autonomy or like advocating for your patient. If you cannot advocate for yourself, how can you do it on behalf of someone else? And granted, it takes time
Correct.
to stretch and fill those roles. But when you're there, believe it. When you have that gut feeling, go with it. Because you know what? You rather be wrong in something that you believe than just going along with what just someone else said, or just because you don't want to like ruffle any feathers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I had read this thing
Absolutely.
and how we try to be passive in the way that we talk. Like, let's say if you bump into someone, you'll automatically say, I'm sorry. No, just say, excuse me. Or we constantly apologize for things. And as opposed to like, sorry, I was late. Thank you for waiting for me. If you get interrupted, don't say sorry because they all of a sudden had a thought that they were rude to interrupt you. No, I was speaking. You know what I mean? And like,
Absolutely.
take up space the way they do with their legs all open, like the way they mansplain. Take up your space, sis. Okay?
Hello. Okay.
And ask for that raise.
I can't do it. Now, if you can't do it, I sure can't do it.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is.
It took me a bit. It took me out of surprise. I was too much in my life.
Like I was saying, ask for that
Yes.
raise. Like, ask for that raise.
Ooh.
You know you are qualified.
Negotiate.
Absolutely.
No. And negotiate that pay. We miss that opportunity constantly. I've done it. We're just grateful for what we are given.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you need to ask
Yes.
for what you deserve.
Exactly. And there's an easy way to do that. You Google what the rate is and ask for that. They will tell you
Correct.
what you know what I
Correct.
mean?
And it's also with with applying for jobs as well. Like, it is a known fact that more men will apply for jobs where they're not 100% qualified for,
Right.
where women need to feel like they hit every
Check every
single
box.
piece of that requisition. Like, they're like, if they said they need these 10 things, we want to check every box. Meanwhile, men are like, oh, I have 2 of those. Let's go.
Oh, work hack?
I got two. Let's go.
Yeah, quick work hack. They teach you a lot of stuff on the job.
100p. 100. And half the stuff is like, it's wants, not needs. Okay? A lot of, really.
They
really.
just being greedy.
And honestly, and oftentimes, they're not even, they created this like list like 20 years ago. No one's looked at it. They're copying and pasting. They barely even know what half the stuff they put on this requisition really is. quite frankly.
Right.
So ladies, please take chances, like be ballsy. Like there is quite nothing like being ballsy, and people respect it.
Absolutely.
Men, women, alike.
And honestly, they probably gonna call you a bitch anyway, so at least I'ma own it.
Nah, I mean, they're gonna call you aggressive anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the word. That's the word. In the workplace, it's not a bitch. It's like, oh my God, you're so aggressive. Like, listen,
She's
I talk loud.
intimidating.
I'm Dominican. Yeah, I'm Dominican. I talk loud and I do have a pretty hardcore personality. And people are constantly like, oh my God, why are you being so aggressive? I'm like, oh my God, I can't understand why you can't understand that I just speak loudly. You know, it's
Right.
like, literally, like I just speak a little louder. I don't know why this is intimidating to you. Grow some pelotas.
Because you're
Thank
supposed to be
you.
making yourself small.
Pelotas.
Duh.
Pelotas. Spanish word of
Pelotas,
the day.
Listen, like it's too much. Like my heart goes out because of really the stuff that we deal with. Like even in our young age, like in high school, I remember my senior year, one of our phys ed teachers was like, "Oh, what are you doing after high school?" And I was like, "Oh, I got accepted into NYU. Like I'm really excited." And he's like, "But why? You're cute. Marry rich."
Oh.
Oh.
So
Excuse me? Excuse me. Excuse me?
He don't know you then.
And these are our educators. Like our educators. Okay?
that's how you define success for me?
Literally.
That's her ceiling. Through a man.
That's my ceiling. That's my ceiling. That's it. You know, and from that moment, you know, like I just think sometimes I'm like, man, that could have been someone else that he said that to. And I'm sure he has. And they could have taken that to heart and felt like they couldn't make it. I mean, how many women of color and even men of color go to college and never finish because they don't feel like they belong.
Like that imposter
There are not enough
syndrome,
resources.
yeah?
That imposter syndrome gets crazy. And when the going gets tough, all you hear in the back of your head are people like that.
Yeah.
That are like, oh, but this is really the route you should be taking. Like that route ain't for you.
Yes, you are
That's not for
there
you.
just because of affirmative
That's
action.
for us white males.
I promise you, you're not.
So I don't know about y'all, but I take those moments and I'm like, okay, sir, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Like I get so much hype out of that. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yes.
What's up? Like, let's do this.
Yes.
Because it's just outrageous. It's just...
And it's also worse when he's just like, okay, maybe like a blip. But imagine when it's coming from home. When it's coming from when you're a child and it's and that's expected and granted in different times. You know, women couldn't even have their own checking account. I get it. You know, it was we didn't have the agency that we have now. So it's a lot of almost having to go back and do double work because we're in those spaces, but we have to know that it's more than okay to be in those spaces. You know what I mean? You don't feel like you have to be timid or intimidated because you're more than capable. Like you're more than capable of doing all of it. And that's why I applaud a boss female in any sense. She doesn't have to just be like, you know, owning her own company. She doesn't have to be just doing what she does, how she wants to do it in her terms, unapologetically, and killing it. And killing it.
F those social constructs.
Tear them all down as far as I'm concerned.
Bye, baby. Bye, bye, bye. I was talking about NSYNC the other day. So.
I was more of an NSYNCer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I like an original thing, honey. I was a Backstreet fan.
Oh boy.
I fucks with the two of them. Ain't nothing but
No, I appreciated that everybody in
heartache.
Backstreet could sing, or at least we heard them sing. Sometimes I don't want to hear JT and the other one all the damn time.
JT and JC.
Yeah, them too. I need a little diversity in my life. If we're gonna be diverse, see, I've been diverse since way back. I've been true to this. I'm not new to this. Okay.
Oh boy. At any rate.
I did. At any rate.
No, I couldn't.
All of that to say.
Yes.
But no, really, ladies, like we have to band together so much and really voice a lot of these things in the work. Because I have to say, like, I think a lot of these things, I don't know how much I spoke about it at the time.
Right.
Like, you know, it was like I went through it, it happened, and I was like, whatever, bye. You know, but we need to make a point to really make a big deal out of it, because for me, it might not have completely shattered, you know, my career or, you know, my want to do better, but it can for someone else. And we have to really give ourselves, you know, strength and share our stories. And it's not okay.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
And just talk about how it's just not okay.
Yes. It's true.
And to these men, like, we need to tell these men and make them uncomfortable.
I agree. Because it can't just be
Period.
for us to just, you know, be uplifting and, you know, you can get through it. No. They could just stop.
They don't know.
They could just realize that we're equal. I mean, we're better, but realize that we're equal. You know what I mean?
We gave birth to y'all. A woman gave birth to you. Period.
Put some
If that's
respect
not-
on the female name.
I don't even know how that hasn't catapulted us to, like, the highest throne
Yes.
in the planet. But, I mean, that's just me. I don't get
Can
it.
I tell you that's something that low-key grinds my gears? Because
Okay.
I used to be like a food work fanatic, right? I don't understand how, like, your mom is always the one who cooks, like, only the girls know how to cook, blase blay, it's a woman's job to be in the kitchen. But any head chef, renowned chef that you know, is a whole ass man.
It's a man.
So many.
Like,
So
they
many.
run the chef thing, but we're supposed to be the ones that cook, and we're supposed to be the one. How'd that happen? How'd that happen?
Even in nursing.
Because professionals, like, we're not supposed to be professionals.
Oh.
So if it's
we're
going to
cooks, they're
go into a
chefs.
profession, correct.
I'm just saying, like, even in nursing, it's mostly women. But
Right.
all of a sudden, you'll see plenty of men as managers out of nowhere.
Right.
And some of these women been on these units for years. And you're like,
Yes.
wait, how did this happen?
I've had male, nurse friends who were like, people like constantly encourage them, like, wait, why don't you go be a doctor? Oh, fine, you don't want to be a doctor, then you should definitely like go for your master's and do this and do, like, because you just cannot be seen in this role. Like, you have to be above, and it, like, that doesn't make you any less of a man. I promise it doesn't. But
Insecurities, baby.
that toxic masculinity and insecurities is a whole other thing. We're here to celebrate the
Ooh,
female.
that's a whole
Fragile.
nother
Without the
conversation.
Yeah,
Male
Yeah.
ego is so fragile. It's
like
so
a baby
fragile.
egg.
So
child.
fragile.
I'm a chill because
cannot.
they're necessary, but like,
And I love them, and there are some that will go hard for
Absolutely.
us all day.
Right.
Bless them. We love you. We care about you. We need you, but we need both.
We need you also to
we
do
need
better.
We need both energies. We need both energies
Yeah.
for our society to be successful, and we can't undermine or, you know, underestimate one or the other. Like, we need to appreciate both for the strengths that they bring to the table, because they are both
yin and
100% important.
yang.
They're important.
Yes,
They're
agreed.
crucial. It's the sun and the moon. We need them both.
Yes,
We need them both. So, all of that to say is, ladies, please bring out the moon, because the moon is, the women are the moon. Women, bring out that moon, ladies. Let them know. Bring it out. Bring the feels. Bring your intuition. own it, claim it. I think they don't want to recognize how important intuition is in the workplace. And we bring a lot of that to the table, and it is crucial, intuition.
Yes.
So don't feel like it's not something that's a skill.
Right.
That's it.
I agree. Yeah, we're bomb.
Be strong, y'all.
FYI.
We love you.
So
We love you.
with
In
that,
case you didn't know, you're bomb.
You're bomb.
Yeah. I actually have a mini shot. I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's
Oh, I wasn't
to,
prepared.
'cause
What
I'm
is
like,
this?
I
we
need
gonna be
something to sip
prepared
on
next time around. We gonna have it.
I'm a
We
drink
have to be prepared.
for all of y'all. This is actually a Haitian drink. It's called cremas. It has rum and coconut,
Ooh.
and
Oh,
it's
you got
good.
some cremas.
it's like coquito.
I know.
It's like coquito.
Yes.
Mm.
So
My Dominicanos, coquito.
yes, honey.
So
So
All right, ladies.
y'all need to come better next time, but I'll do the cheering this time.
ooh,
To the queen in.
to the queen in you.
To the queen and you.
Till
Love
next
y'all. Like,
time.
Tell us your
Like,
experiences
subscribe, comment. Yeah.
in the workplace or
I'm
in life.
sure you have plenty.
For sure.
This will be an ongoing conversation for sure. So.
Always. Because it ain't going to stop tomorrow. So.
I'd love that, though. It's in my prayers every night.
Jesus sent you
But
the
until
voicemail,
then-
child.
But until then, we'll be talking about it.
Yes.
Screaming it out from
Yes.
the tops of mountains and shit.
Love it.
All right.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.